Hello and welcome to my vlog. Today I'm going to make a Christmas waistcoat or vest, I think some would call it. Not so sure with how it's going to go. I used to make them a long time ago, perhaps in the 90s. Haven't touched one since then, but I just fancied having a go and thought this might be quite a nice thing to share with you. I don't have a sewing cap, so I've tried one of those 1940s style headscarves and I'm not so sure that I've got it right, but in the spirit of the thing I thought I'd put a sewing cap on. It probably won't stay on very long because, as you'll see with a fringe, it's really difficult to see anything, but we'll give it a go. So hope you enjoy. So let's start with this pattern. This is a very old pattern from the 90s, and the material I've chosen is quite subtle Christmas lights. My trusty sewing machine of 12 years now going strong, and my toolbox of many things. It's a bit like the TARDIS. One of the things that I love is the fact that I now have lots of bobbins. I used to manage with about 2, and I can't tell you how good it is not to have to struggle with different colours. So I'd started to do the pattern before I decided to video, so I'm just showing here that I traced the original pattern onto greaseproof paper. You can use tracing paper, you can use whatever you like, as long as you can trace onto it, and I'd already cut it out and started pinning here onto the fabric. So just showing you here that right sides together, pins the fabric onto the main material of the waistcoat, and there'll be a lining as well that I'll have to cut out, and I think I'll show you that later on.
When sweet Molly Ryan declared that aeroplane riding she dared, her sweetheart began to think of a plan where they could be wed overhead. So he said, I will get an airship right away, a neat one to hold about 2. Then smiling with joy she said to her boy, you're the captain and I am the crew. Take me up, up, up with you, dearie, away up to the sky. Sail around the moon for a quiet spoon, just to pass on you and I. Let us float, float, float through the clouds, just have a lot of fun. We'll go up, up, up as 2 and then come down as 1. Take me up along with you, me darling, do, and let us go away into a latitude about as near as anybody that has ever reached the sky. We can sail around the lunar planet, making love and hugging every time we can it, with nobody in the aeroplane except the parson, you and I. We could float a little, flying boat a little, while we wrote a little, sent it note a little, subsequent to passing through the clouds and having lots of fun. We'll go up into the sweetest sky of blue, and on ascending we will figure up as 2, but on returning to old terra firma we will be as 1. Now Molly goes up every day, while Barney, her sweetheart, must stay alone down below, where messages go of wireless love to his dove.
So whilst we're on a break, I just wanted to say that I have had clothes either made for me by my mum here. What I'm showing here is the fact that she used to put fringes on the bottom of my trousers when I grew out of them. Not so sure that was quite so good. I've made a lot of clothes for myself in the 80s, certainly. This was a fancy dress that I made as a Christmas angel. And then when my mum died, I decided to make a quilt out of her clothes. Found that very therapeutic, actually, and over the years I've made a few quilts for my sister, my brother, and also for my nieces as wedding gifts, and it was something that I really felt pleased about, and I think has been well received. So other things that I've made, Christmas decorations, etc., but it's been a while since I've done much sewing, so that's why I'm quite pleased to be starting this project.
Now Molly goes up every day, while Barney, her sweetheart, must stay alone down below where messages go of wireless love to his dove far above. And then Molly replies, don't you see, just 3 letters C, Q and D, their meaning is clear, it's come quickly dear. Then he answers, oh please wait for me, take me up, up, up with you dearie, away up to the sky. Sail around the moon for a quiet spoon, just to pass the you and I. Let us float, float, float through the clouds and just have a lot of fun. We'll go up, up, up as two and then come down as one. Take me up along with you, me darling, do, and let us go away into a latitude about as near as anybody that has ever reached the sky. We can sail around the lunar planet, making love and hugging every time we can, with nobody in the aeroplane except the parson, you and I. We could float a little, flying boat a little, while we wrote a little, scented note a little, subsequent to passing through the clouds and having lots of fun. We'll go up into the sweetest sky of blue, and on ascending we will figure out the two, but on returning to old terra firma we will be as one.
Okay, so this is the bit that can often get a bit confusing, and what I would always recommend is you read the instructions out loud a few times, because sometimes they only seem to make sense when you say them out loud. So I've stitched around all the places that I need to. So what I've actually left the 2 side seams where I've not attached the lining, that's still flapping, which is fine. So I've trimmed seams, clip the corners, and now I turn the waistcoat through to the right side by passing fronts through shoulder tunnel and out through backside seams. By passing fronts, that's the front. Oh, what's shoulder tunnel? I've sewn the shoulder tunnel. Passing fronts through shoulder tunnel and out through the backside seams. Passing, but so stitch waistcoat around armholes, neck and front edges. That's neck and front edges. That's armholes. So that means that the shoulder seams, you can't go through. There is no tunnel. What tunnel? What tunnel? I'm just going to pull everything through here and hope the best. Oh dear. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Oh, we've got something's happening. Whether it's come through the right way or not, I don't know. There's another one that needs to come out. Does that come out the same way? Oh, there we go. Well, I don't know how I found it, but I found the shoulder tunnel, even though I didn't know there was one. Okay, so that is now right sides out. All I have to do now is get it done, sorted properly, press it and stitch the side seams, press the lining and slip stitch raw edges, and then if I am going to put buttons on, I'll need to do buttonholes, so I'll decide about that. So I will now press this and stitch it and see whether I want to put buttonholes on. If I do, that will be fun because I'm not very good at buttonholes at all, and I'll put some of that on camera. If I decide not to, then the next thing will be the reveal. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so I've decided to have a go at buttonholes. I have my manual out. I've chosen the buttons. I would have liked them a little bit bigger, but hey ho, that's what I've got. The shop didn't have any bigger, and I wanted something that was a little bit brighter. So I have my manual out, as I say, and I found the buttonhole foot, and who knew? What a marvellous little thing. You put your button in the end there, and that tells the machine what size of buttonhole you need, apparently. So I'm going to follow the instructions and see what happens. So the first thing it says is to change the foot. So I shall put the new foot on. I'm going to do it on a test piece, obviously. Okay, put the button guide plate of buttonhole foot A, insert button, done that. Attach buttonhole foot A, done that. Select a stitch, oh I don't know. Ooh, stitch. Okay, so I think the suggestion is in the manual. Number 29. Okay, fingers crossed, that's that one. Selected a stitch. Position the fabric with the front end of the buttonhole mark aligned with the red marks on the side of the buttonhole foot. Oh, haven't done that. So let's just get some tailor's chalk, which I know I have somewhere. Here we go. Will that show up? Yeah. Is that better? That's probably better. That's where I missed out of stage, which I shouldn't have done. Use chalk to mark the position and length of the buttonhole on the fabric. Okay, I need this. So, position and length is about that. Okay. We'll say that's that. So back to position with the front end of the buttonhole aligned with the red mark. I think that's there. Oh, on the side of the buttonhole. Oh. Yeah, we'll try there. And then lower the presser foot. Pass the upper thread down through the hole in what? What? Pass the upper thread down through the hole in the presser. What? Oh, maybe it's not so easy. Position the fabric with the front end of the buttonhole mark aligned with the red marks on the sides of the buttonhole foot, and then lower the presser foot lever. Done that. Pass the upper thread down through the hole in the presser foot. What hole? Is that the hole? Is there a hole there? Oh, drop the button off again. Okay. Right. Put that in there and lower. Right. Pull down the button lever as far as Pull down the button lever. Pull down the button lever as far as possible. No, that's not the button lever, is it? That